Hey y'all, welcome back to Sidewinder Shed. Happy New Year. Today is what, the 8th? 7th of January. It is friggin' almost 70 degrees in Virginia.
Blue skies.
Beautiful day. What we're doing today, I've already done it. This is just the intro. I'm making this afterwards, hence the adult beverages. I'm sorry, today I had a problem with my throttle body with the idle on it. And I had a spare. This came with that purple engine that I built. But obviously somebody has modified it, and I go through all of this. And with the set of tools here that I got, and the help of Chilton's, and just common sense, I guess, which I don't have a whole lot of because I'm an idiot. But we fixed the problem. But I also noticed on YouTube, there's only 2 videos dealing with the specific problem that I was having with the fix and showing everything. And so I'm just putting up a 3rd one. That's all I got. Just finish watching the rest of the video. You'll see it from start to end. Thank y'all. Have a good one. Hey y'all, welcome back to Sidewinder Shed. Today we're working on the old Dodge again. That was the engine. And oh my god. There we go. And the problem I have is the engine's idling anywhere, honestly, anywhere between 1200 and 2500 RPMs. And what I have seen is that this right here, that is your throttle air control motor. And right there, that little shaft with that adjuster screw is supposed to move in and out as the engine is running. It's also supposed to cycle through just when you turn the ignition on. Well, it's not doing that, so it leaves me with 2 things. These little motors, they have some physical contact points in them, and they have I think 3 or 4 gears in them, and they will bind up over time. Also the contact points, you know, just like a regular set of points, they need to be cleaned every now and then. So it's either the motor is not working right, or it's not getting a signal. Right there, that gray plug. And the problem is, I don't know how to test it. You're supposed to test for ohms, I think, but they actually, everything I found, you need a tester. And they have a tester that plugs into that and then plugs into the motor, and it does a self-diagnostic, and it runs it through and it tells you if it's getting signal or not. I don't have one of those, and I don't know what to look for. Now the operation of this also, what operates this motor, okay, the other sensors that go to it is your O2 sensor, but that only kicks in when you're moving. It doesn't have anything to do with it when it's idling. And then you also have, and let me show you on this other one that I have apart. Okay, so if we're looking at it, and look, they're Hollies. This is the front. This is the way I was just showing you. Okay, this one's a little different. Somebody had the same problem and they removed the motor and just put a stop in there. I might end up doing that. I might end up taking this whole thing off and doing it. But the other things that operate that idle air control, right up top here is your mass air pressure, or manifold absolute pressure, MAP sensor. Okay, that's what they're calling it. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think that's actually a MAF, mass airflow sensor. It might be the MAP sensor. They both do the same job, just in different ways. Down here is your TPS, your throttle position sensor. Okay, both of those will affect the motor for idle, and it all goes through the ECM, which will affect it too if that's not working. This truck's on its third ECM computer. The other thing that affects it too is this one doesn't have it. Somebody took it off. But right back here, right where they tried to plug that hole, is your manifold temperature sensor, okay? And when that heats up, of course, yeah, it takes it off high idle. This is your return fuel line. This is your feed line, okay? It's a flow-through system. Right back here is your fuel pressure. Yeah, not fuel pressure gauge. This helps control the fuel pressure that gets to the throttle body. So if this is bad, that'll give me the same problem. Also, your coolant sensor, and there's two of them. There's one on the in two different places, but one feeds to the ECM to let them know when let it know when the engine is warm, and then it works in combination with this, you know, to say that the manifold air temperature is at the correct temperature, and all of that kicks it down off a high idle. So I mean, when everything works and all the sensors work and everything is good and the wires are good, I mean, it is a nice system and it's very precise. But when one thing goes out, because they all contribute a little bit, the diagnostics on it is a pain in the butt. And I'm not the smartest, so I don't have all the diagnostic tools, and I'm not really all that great with diagnosing these systems. I'm not very familiar with the throttle body. I'm even less familiar with fuel injected. I'm, you know, an old idiot that goes with carbureted. And the new engine does have a carburetor, so I'll be replacing all of this anyway when I swap the engine over. But for right now, I am going to take that idle air control unit off, and we're going to open it up, and we're going to see what it looks like inside and see if it's sticking. We'll clean it up, we'll clean up the contacts, we'll put it back on, and then if it still doesn't work, that means it's probably some sort of electrical issue where it's not getting a signal. And I'm not going through and diagnosing the whole electrical system on this truck. It's a rat's nest to begin with, so I'll probably end up just putting this homemade throttle stop on there, warming the engine up, setting the idle with this, and then of course that means when it's cold it's not going to want to run. But I also that new carburetor with the new engine, that's a manual choke, so I might just hook up a manual choke on this and at least wire up the manual choke cable to the throttle, so I can just open the throttle a crack when it's cold, and we'll see how that works. Anyway, I'll bring you back in a little bit. Okay, to remove this, there are 3 T30 Torx heads, star bits, whatever you want to call them, screws. One here, and one on the back side that I already removed. You also have to unplug this one connector that goes right in there. It's easy enough to unplug, and then that all comes out as one assembly. You don't have to mess with the throttle cable, the springs, or anything else. So let me go ahead and take that off, and then we'll come back with you. Okay, well, we got it out. That's what it looks like, with the bracket still on it. And there are 3 5/16 8mm nuts that hold the bracket on, and then underneath that there's the same 3 that you take off, and then that whole top comes off. And you can see what they did over here on this one. This back, oh, wrong way. Okay, where they have this, that's right on the same mount, and that's they just replaced this whole motor, this whole assembly, with just that one long bolt and a bunch of washers. So obviously they were having the same problem that I'm having, and heck, like I said, I might end up putting this whole assembly on the truck. You never know. But let's go in the shed, and I'll start taking this apart, and we'll see what we get into. That doesn't sound good. All right, not the neighbor, but I don't know if this is supposed to rattle. That might be a problem. This is rattling. But anyway, neighbors were quiet right up until I turned the damn camera on. And if you watch a lot of my other earlier videos, I had neighbors that had dogs that were quiet until I started videoing. But anyway, we'll try going back out here in the shed, and tell you what, it's nice having a gate now. But anyway, and I haven't done much more to the fence. But yeah, I'll bring you back in just a minute when I get set up in the shed. Okay, so now we're gonna pull off these 3, and I got the big tools here if I need them. Hoping I won't, but yeah, good Lord. That's nice and loose. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Yeah. Seriously. There we go. Nut in the washer. Nut in the washer. And just a nut, no washer. Somebody's been in here before. So this has been replaced before. Alright, well, that's good to know. Oh, we'll pull that off. Now, to get this off smoothly, you're supposed to take this out, but I really don't want to mess with the adjustment, so we'll just see if we can't fake it. We'll see if we can't. Oh wow, those are loose. Oh, that's because there's no nut there. Okay. Yeah, there is. Or is there? Hard to tell. Well, let's see if we can't find something that might fit there and tell me if it is. I'll be right back. Okay, so yes, these are studs with a 5/16 nut on them. Unfortunately, yeah, there we go. I just wasn't getting down far enough with this short socket. So I do have a bunch of old ignition wrenches. This one happens to be Craftsman. I got a set of Snap-on Matco. I got a whole bunch of them. And as you can see, you got a screw on one side and a bolt thread on the other, and they just screw right into the plastic. They come right down through. And that holds this top on. Let's see what's under here. Oof. Okay. Yeah, and this is why you're supposed to take that bolt out. But we'll just see if we can't. All right, we can get that off, but it won't fit through the plastic. Then we got a gear, so we're gonna pull that gear out. Okay, there is another gear that was stuck to the top. We got an idler gear, and then we got this gear, and we got a washer. All right, and yeah, that's nasty, because right in here, these are your contact points, right here and right here, and they contact on this, and then you have another set of actual contact points right there. That's all dirty. Everything in here is filthy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and clean up those contact points, clean up all the electrical stuff in here. Oh no, I see the problem. The spring that operates these points is gone. That seems to have taken a ride somewhere, so that's not good. All right, I'll have to do a little bit more research on there, but yeah, there would seem to be, makes sense to me, just like on a set of ignition points, that there should be a spring in here somewhere, or either that's supposed to be spring metal and she ain't working. I hope you all got to see that. Anyway, let me go do some more research and figure this out. But I think that's the problem. A new one of these, if you can find them, I believe is running around 70 bucks. Alrighty, I'll be back. Alright, so I found out something here. I can't see. Alright. Well, let's see. Okay. Set of points here. Alright, yeah, when you put it all back together, that's where they get their pressure from. If you can see it, they're moving. So that's how they make their contact. So I'm going to clean this all up and put it back together, and we'll see what happens. Alrighty, so we got this back in. I got it back together. It's not hooked up yet, but we're going to try it and see if it works. Alright, John, turn the ignition on. Alright, turn it off. Turn it back on. There we go. Yep, she's moving now. Okay. So now that means I have to put it in and adjust it. See how it works. Alright, turn the ignition off.
Off?
Yeah, it is off. Alright, good. So she's back. That's where she sits. Alright, I'm going to crawl in the engine compartment. We'll let my brother-in-law John go ahead and because I did not show taking this out. So we'll see if we can show putting it back in. It's not difficult. Well, it's not complicated. Oh, God. All right. I'm gonna unplug it. Without breaking the 34-year-old clip. So it's on the wrong side of the springs. And basically, okay, I'm not left-handed. There we go. We're going into an aluminum body, so I don't want to force it. And then there's one here in the back. Loosen you up a little bit. There we go. Tighten that up. Tighten that up. That up. Okay. And I lost my ratchet.
You're sitting on it?
No. 3/8 ratchet. Oh. Right here. I know everybody on YouTube's going, it's right there in front of you. Moron.
I didn't look at the camera.
Yeah. Tweak that. Tweak this. And because I had it apart, I know the adjustments are a little bit off because there's an adjustment inside and I had to spin and turn that damn thing to get it back together. So I'll probably end up having to adjust it as we go. All right, let me move my leg out the way. And I know, guys, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'll be able to edit that part out. Probably not. But all right, go ahead, crank it up. Crank it up, we'll see where we're at. What's the RPM? Now, the truck is cold. RPM's a big gauge here. Where are you? Oh, shit.
About 102.
Yeah. That's way too high. We're going to bring it down to 15. Just, no, keep it running. You're going to tell me the RPM. Alright, we're at 15 right now, and I'm about out of adjustment. But we'll see how she does. We'll let her run at 15 until she warms up a bit. Oh, well, duh. Might have to readjust. I forgot to plug it back in. Hey, John, turn it off and turn it back on. All right. There we go. What are we at? Alright, we're at 1,000 RPM. I can deal with that. Yeah, I'll let it warm up. She might drop down a little bit too low, but that's a whole lot better. She's been screaming like crazy. So, alright, I'll play with this for a little bit longer, but y'all don't need to watch that. It's a tedious, mundane, pain in the ass operation. So, but I'm glad it's working. I'm not sure if it's working properly. I don't know if it has other issues with it, but yeah, she ain't running at 1,500 to 2,500 RPMs now. So, you know, I'll drive it around, see how it goes. Anyway, I appreciate y'all hanging in. And it's been a while since I did a video. And again, to be honest with you, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm figuring this out as I go. And that's the whole point of this channel, that if an idiot like me can figure things out, save a few bucks, well, just about anyone else can do it. So I appreciate it. And there's another issue too. Not a whole lot of videos about the Dodge TBI. You can find everything about Chevy, GM, TBI. And another thing that I noticed too, this is an LA engine. This does not have a crank sensing or a crank position sensor on it. Those are the magnets. This engine gets all that information from a Hall effects switch and other stuff inside the distributor. And there's been a lot of people looking for a crank sensor on these LA engines, especially the TBI engines, because every book, everywhere you look up, says, oh, it has a crank position sensor. That's what's wrong. No, these did not. Those did not come out until the Magnum engines. So 92 in the trucks, for the 318, the 5.2 liters. This is a 92 truck, but it has the 360, and the 360 was still in 1992 a LA with a throttle body injection TBI. 93, same body style, is when they went to the 360 Magnums, and then 94 is when they changed the body style. And you know, I'm no expert. This is just stuff I've learned by getting this damn old Dodge. But anyway, I hope this helps somebody out. Just watching an idiot try to keep his daily driver, and this is my daily driver. Yes, my 34-year-old vehicle now is my daily driver. It's all I got. So I'm doing the best I can with what I got. All right, y'all take care. Thank you for watching. And oh yeah, Happy New Year. See you later.